lot of people have been asking me recently what I do to find comps, to find what a card is actually worth. You know, as a kid growing up, you waited each month until the Beckett came out, and then the Beckett was really the guide that everyone used. Then for a while in the middle 90s, it was the SMR, the report from PSA, the magazine that they sent out. And now we have so many options. There are so many databases and apps and programs out there. So I'm going to take you through one of the apps that you can use, but I'm going to show you a couple of the reasons I don't use it. And then I'm going to show you the method that I use to find comps and decide what a card is actually worth, because ultimately we want to make sure we're getting a good deal. We want to make sure that the price that we're paying for something is really the going rate, and it's not just some anomaly out there that is going to get us to pay more. So check this out. Again, for a lot of us, you have your method. That's great. If you're looking for a method, if you're interested in my method, check this video out and tell me what you think about it. I hope that this helps everyone out there to get a good idea of what I do to determine a card's value whenever I'm buying or selling.
All right, if you look at my phone here, there's a few apps, and one of them is the Sports Card Investor. Now, Sports Card Investor, we know Jeff Wilson and his YouTube channel. I don't have anything negative to say about the guy. I think he does a great job. I like watching his channel. Let's look up my favorite card, the 1954 Ernie Banks rookie card. Now, when we look on there, you can see right off the bat, there are a few options. There's the buy now, the recent sales, and the charts. Now, one thing that concerns me right off the bat is it says we receive a commission from purchases made. So if you're using this app and you then click on a link which takes you to eBay, they get a commission from eBay. So that's a little bit of a concern for me. Let's look over here at the recent sales. So when we look at the recent sales, it has several options. When we click on it, it just takes us to the eBay app. So what do I need the Sports Card Investor app for if it's just going to take me to the eBay app? That doesn't make sense to me. So it takes me to the eBay app, but then if I make a purchase on eBay, they get a cut? I don't know why I'm including them. So every time I find a card that I'm looking at, and in this case I'm looking for a PSA 2 Ernie Banks, and you'll see I find one here of a recent sale, and I check it out to make sure it looks good. I'm going to the eBay app from the Sports Card Investor app. Some of those are no longer there. So again, when we look at them, these are all of the recent sales. And then this is a chart of the last 30 days, which is one of the 3 tools on the app. And you look, and if you look closely, it says for longer sales history, use market movers. So it looks to me like the Sports Card Investor app is really just their way of taking you to the eBay app, but somehow getting a cut of your money along the way. So I'm just going to go straight to the eBay app, and this is what I do. So I'm going to go straight back to that 1954 Ernie Banks card, and I'm just going to put that in the search bar. And when I search for it, there's a whole bunch of different results. But I'm going to go up there to the filters, and when I click on the filters, there's a few things that I am going to click on. First, I want to look at the sold results. So I go filters, and then I'm going to click on sold items. I'm also going to scroll up a little bit here, and in the filters, I'm also going to change it to be an auction. Now for me, I only look at auction results. One of the issues I have with a lot of the apps out there is they look at buy it nows and auctions. So I changed it to PSA and 2 grades. And you'll see now what I'm getting are just the PSA and 2 grades of that Ernie Banks card. But what I was saying is if you do it by it now, there might be one guy willing to pay a price. That does not mean that's what it's worth. If you look at auctions, that means two people bid that amount or close to it. So that's really a better idea of what the price is and what the value is. So I found one here and I'm looking it over and get an idea for what it's like compared to maybe the one I would be interested in. And when you look at it over, I got the same pictures of the front or the back. I've just eliminated the Sports Card Investor app and gone straight to the source. And when I look, the other thing that you'll notice when I look at all of the options, a lot of these are miscuts. A lot of those, one of those was an autographed card. Now that's one of the issues that you'll find is a lot of these apps are databases that will just reach into the eBay database, but they won't necessarily notice if it's a miscut or if it has a stain or if it has an autograph. And that's why you'll see some of these anomalies. Now, if you look on here, this is the eBay website. So I wanted to not just show how to go on the eBay app, but also the eBay website. So when you go to eBay and I searched for Ernie Banks 1954, on the left there I scrolled down and I clicked on sold items and I want to click on auction. To me that's a key because again, one person willing to pay a price is a lot different than multiple people bidding to that price. So when I click on the 2 grade there, and again, you can see all of the 2s. Now at this point I have SGC, I have PSA, and maybe it doesn't matter to you. Maybe you prefer one over the other. And so one of the things you could do if you were an SGC person is you could click on the SGC option, or if you wanted PSA, you could click on the PSA option. And I, again, am going to the ended recently's because I want to know what it's done recently. But so if I wanted just PSA, I'll click right here. And you'll see these are the PSA ones. Now, again, that top one there, that's an autograph. So some of the databases will see that one sold for $15.80. Well, an autographed one did. So the databases that you see in apps don't always catch that stuff. This one right here is the only one that has sold recently that isn't miscut or an autograph. So again, the filters and the databases of the apps that you sometimes will see won't catch that stuff. So again, I'm looking at the same card I looked at a minute ago when I found it through the eBay app. Now I'm just looking at it through the eBay website. So the format is a little bit different if you're using the eBay website versus the app. But sometimes we're on the go, maybe we're at a card show and we want to check it out. So we really want to be aware of both options. So for me, that's what I do when I am comping a card. There are other options, but that's mine.